Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Abhishek Arora and Rahul Arora. And we welcome you to
Yeah, how are you? I see a lot of people are online already.
Yes,
I know my light is a little low because there is no power here. We are on inverter.
Okay.
Where there's a storm. There's a storm outside. There's a rainstorm.
Okay.
So it's okay. We are okay. You can see me, right? That's fine.
Yes, sir. We are able to see you.
Okay. So let's start when you say.
We are obliged first, sir, that you have accepted our request to motivate the students at this time. We are not only in India, but of course in the whole world standstill. So to all the parents and students who are here, please welcome Mr. Vivek Atray, who is an ex-IAS officer, a motivational speaker, an author whose recent book was published a few months back titled Finding Success Within. So to the man of numerous achievements, let's welcome Mr. Vivek Atray first.
Thank you again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, sir, there are a few queries about our students. First of all, the students are in this lockdown and they are like stuck with how to manage their time, how to study at this hour. So with each day passing, it feels like the title of your book, Finding Success Within, becoming more and more as we don't have opportunities to prove ourselves, our success to the external world. So how would you suggest we find success within?
Yeah, it's a very good question. First of all, my hello and hi and good evening to all the young students and parents who probably some of them are my age. So nice to see all of you, and online more than 100 people are there. So it's like we need to talk about this. Yes, you have rightly, Rahul, introduced the topic, and it is good to see that both of you are taking so much interest in the welfare of the students, because the students are obviously feeling a little low, feeling a little uncertain, and that is natural. First thing I must tell you, it is natural to feel low. It is natural to feel that there is some uncertainty, there is some worry. That's normal. I see a lot of friends joining. Even Uday Kaul has joined. He's a top cricketer of Ranji Trophy and North Zone. And Uday Kaul, nice to see you here. So basically what I'm trying to say is that we are in a situation where obviously there's a lockdown. Obviously there is a crisis. Obviously there is a virus, which I don't even name. I keep away from naming it. So what we have to do is affirm positive. First thing I would share, the first thing to do is affirmations. What are affirmations? Affirmations mean that you repeat positive sentences. So I wouldn't mind starting off by telling you all to repeat with me, and maybe one of you can type it out. It's a simple sentence. It is basically that I am not alone and I will win the battle of life. That's it. I am not alone. I will win the battle of life. Just that much is good enough to make us feel better.
Yes, sir.
Just type it out somewhere. Maybe we can see it on the chat or something like that. So I am not alone. I will win the battle of life. Now that there it is. Shreyas has typed it out. Many people have typed it out. That's great. Right people over there. So what you have to do is to repeat this to yourself. You see, you have friends, you have family, you have parents, you have well-wishers, you have teachers. You are not alone, that's for sure. You are in a community. And secondly, you will win the battle of life. That is also sure. What you really have to win is the battle of the mind. The mind is where the problem lies. In the same crisis, one person is feeling low and the other person is not feeling low. The crisis is the same. Sometimes the illness is the same. Sometimes the pain is the same. Sometimes the worry is the same. Supposing India is losing a test match or a one-day match or a T20, India, last pair at the crease. Let us say Bumrah and Rohit Sharma are there. Okay. Let's say Bumrah and Chahal are there. Nobody is left, or no batsman is left. Supposing Bumrah is worried and Chahal is not worried. So the person who is confident in the same situation can do outstanding things. So we have to basically believe that all crises come and go. They are not permanent. Nothing is permanent. I'm so happy that all your students are writing out that sentence and affirming it. Please keep it with you and keep repeating it at home also when you, after this session. I am not alone and I will win the battle of life. So basically, we have to believe. One of the first qualities in the scriptures, in even the Bhagavad Gita, is fearlessness. That means I am not scared. When am I not scared? I am not scared when my faith is totally 100%. When I have 100% faith, my fear is 0. If I have 90% faith, then I have 10% fear. This is what it is, inversely proportional. You see, faith means a young baby is tossed up in the sky, into the air by the mother, the child, the father or the mother. They just, kind of playfully toss up that baby into the air and catch the baby. Have they ever dropped the baby? No parents will drop the baby. They always catch the baby. The baby is not scared because the baby doesn't know scared. It doesn't know fear. It hasn't grown up yet. It hasn't got hurt yet. So the baby feels that I will never get hurt. It keeps laughing. And the parents are also laughing. But we feel scared because we have grown up, because we have accumulated fears, because we have accumulated stresses and worries. So we should try to be like a child where we don't have any fear in that sense. So we have to basically remember that the battle of the mind is where the battle is fought. And when we win the battle of the mind, circumstances are not in our control. The virus is not in your control. The lockdown is not in your control. Even if you know Mr. Modi, he will not open it if you call him up. So the thing is that you have to have a strong mind. A strong mind is what you need to have. And that you have to know that this is not a permanent crisis. It is temporary.
Exactly.
It may last for a few more weeks. It may last for more than that for a little bit. But the intensity will reduce. The problems will reduce. Already there is a change in the world. If you look at countries which were doing badly, they're doing better.
Yeah.
India is still doing well. So we are okay. So nothing to worry. Just keep studying, keep focusing, keep strong in the mind, and try and learn new tricks, new trades, new habits, hobbies in these lockdown days, and try and explore your creativity. Be creative.
So true.
So you can ask a question. This statement now. You can. There is a question somewhere, but anyway, you can just repeat the questions, and I'll be happy to answer.
Surely, sir, we will. The first thing, I have read this book of Sir's, Finding Success Within. So there's this one thing that I wanted to ask you, sir. So you have written, I'll quote this, as Deputy Commissioner of Panchkula, I was often confronted with situations in which I had to speak to politicians or the media in the midst of general public. By maintaining my cool and speaking calmly but firmly, I was able to hold my own even in the face of pressures from people of all kinds. So
yeah,
manage that, sir.
So, this is not a figment of my imagination. It is the truth. You see, there are people who will lose their temper, lose their cool. It is very difficult to remain calm in a crisis, or when a lot of people are surrounding you and people are maybe asking something and you have to respond. It is difficult, but it is possible. And I used to keep cool. There is a video on YouTube, by the way, which you can ask your students to see. You can also watch it. It was One Day with the DC Panchkula, Vivek Atray. You've seen that. So there was a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
14-year-old boy who came to me asking for some advice on whether he should appear for the IAS exam or not. So he is only 14, but he has to make a decision about his future. So he spent the whole day with me. At the end of the day, he said, I want to do this. The point is that I resigned from the service because I became a motivational speaker. But there are so many ways in which you can serve the country. You can serve in the IAS, you can serve in the police, you can serve in an NGO, you can serve in the corporate sector, but you are also serving the nation through an NGO or through donation or something else.
Right.
So there are so many ways to serve. And what you read out from the book is an interesting phase of my life. That guy on the cover looks familiar to me. His face is similar to mine.
Just show it to everyone.
He looks like me. Okay.
So, sir, also being an educational institute, exam results are very important to us. But at the same time, we at Synergy believe that it is even more important for every student to give the best for everything. So how do you suggest a student can self-assess and make sure that they are giving their 100% no matter what the results are going to be? Because some students are average students. They feel like, okay, ये चीज मुझसे नहीं हो सकती. These IITs are made for someone else. These IAS or IPS examinations are for someone else. UPSC examinations. ये मुझसे होगा या नहीं होगा? So it's self-doubt.
It's a good question. You see, I often say in my talks that IIT, IIM, IAS are not the only things in the world. There are so many things happening which are for everybody. Everybody cannot get into them. Yet you have to try. And if you back yourself, if you are mentally strong, if you are really resolute, that means you are determined and you make an effort. Even a person who is not among the cream, not among the most intelligent, maybe just a little below that level, he can also come into IIT. Because you see, that is a question of perseverance, a question of smartness, a question of alertness, a question of preparation and mental toughness. I have a quote which you have put on your poster. Life is not about marks, it's about making a mark.
That's exactly right.
Now, making a mark is basically not dependent on IIT. However, we have to go through the process of trying our best to get the best that we can. If our job is to study, we have to try to get maximum marks, no doubt about it. However, if we can't do that, the world will not end. You have to know, you give your best and you try your best. The world will not end if you don't come into IIT. The world will go on. Your life will go on.
Right, sir.
You may be successful in life even if you don't get into IIT. You will probably be successful. And somebody who got into IIT need not be successful. There is no guarantee. It is a platform. It is a great platform. I was in NIT Kurukshetra. It was a good platform. But the thing is that we have to basically believe in ourselves and give our best. If you give your best, what else can you do? You give your best and leave the results to God. Leave the results to whatever happens. Next question.
The same related question. There's a student named Anagha. So even she has asked the same thing. She says, how to realize when a dream of yours is too unrealistic? Like people say, aim for moon and you land among the stars. But how to stop yourself from inevitable disappointment, which obviously comes around?
So, dreaming for the stars and the sky is not wrong. You have to dream for the highest. You have to dream for the best. You have to be realistic only to the extent that you will put in your best and try for the top. But if you come second level, third level, fourth level, you will not feel disappointed. That is how you have to be. It is human to be disappointed for a while. You are human beings. You will feel bad, but you don't feel bad for 1 year.
Correct.
You should feel bad only for 2 days, 3 days max.
Exactly.
And that also in a major situation. If it's a minor setback, somebody didn't pick up your phone, you're feeling bad. There's nothing to feel bad for there. Now, somebody did not like your social media post, you're feeling bad. What is there to feel bad in that? So we have to basically see that things have to be prioritized. And if we prioritize even the most important things, if they do not happen, what you wanted, then also you will take it in your stride. 2 or 3 days maximum, you'll feel a little bad. Bounce back, try for the next thing. So let us say a sports person is not able to qualify for the Olympics. Supposing because the Olympics have been postponed, for some reason this person becomes overweight in a boxing championship, could have won the gold medal in 2020, may not be able to win in 2021, something happened. It is the biggest disappointment for that person. But even that disappointment can be got over. There is a girl called Arunima Sinha. Many of you have heard of her. Arunima Sinha is the mountaineer who lost her leg in a train accident, dacoity. And she was a volleyball player. Now she is a mountain climber. She's written a book. So we have to bounce back from adversity. And adversity will come. Don't be scared of it. Everybody goes through ups and downs in life. Everybody. Even I, even Virat Kohli, even Donald Trump, everybody goes through ups and downs. Okay.
Yeah. So another question of, I mean, many of our students, after hearing that you became an IAS at such a young age, so they wanted to know your story, sir. Most of the students have given me this question that please, we want you to tell us your story, how from an engineer you became an IAS officer, and what was your journey throughout, and how was it, the ups and downs that you had?
Yeah, so ups and downs, I'll tell you. You see, firstly, I didn't become an IAS officer at a young age. I got into the Haryana Civil Service first, that is the Ex-IAS. And after engineering, I got into Ex-IAS. That too, because my father was an IPS officer and he was in service when he died.
Okay.
When he died, then I had the offer of an Ex-IAS post because he died suddenly in service. So I had to choose between an engineering career and an Ex-IAS career. I chose Ex-IAS and I came into Ex-IAS, and for 19 years I was in Ex-IAS. Everybody from Ex-IAS or the state service will get promoted to IAS after certain years. Most people. So I got promoted to IAS. I spent 7 more years in IAS, 26 years in all in the service. And then I resigned to become a motivational speaker. But in the early days, I was a cricketer and I was an under-19 cricketer. I was very passionate about cricket. I played serious cricket with the likes of Chetan Sharma, who's a leading all-rounder of India and a fast bowler. He's my friend. Many other people of that time. Now Uday Kaul is here on this chat. You can ask him how difficult it is to play cricket. And one day you can have a chat. I'll request him. Maybe one day your students can have a chat with Uday Kaul also. He has played 100 Ranji Trophy matches, more than 100 now. So he is a very good champion as well. So it's difficult. And I was a cricketer. Then I got into engineering. Then I got into government, HCS, IAS. Now I got into motivational speaking. So if you want to be inspired by my example, all I can share with you is whatever I'm doing, I give it my best. I give it my 100%. So if I'm a motivational speaker now, I take it seriously. If I have to motivate students of your institute, they were about 125 or something. There are 120 even now. If I have to motivate them, then I have to take it seriously. I don't take it lightly. So when you take something seriously, when you are being looked up to, people want to be like you, or people want to do things that you have done, then you give back to them. So now I would also advise your viewers to watch some of my TEDx talks on YouTube.
Yes.
Right.
Not right now, after the session, they can watch some other time. So that they can get inspiration from there. There are many sessions that I'm doing nowadays for schools which are coming every day. One new session on YouTube is coming. So you can watch them and learn how I have also been like you. I didn't become 53 years old, which I am now. I hope I don't look it. But I was 19 one day. I was 19, right? I was also 19 one day. When I was 19 or 18 or 17 or 16, whatever you are, then I was also a little worried about my future, a little concerned. But you have to realize that success comes from within. And what does it mean? It means that I am positive from within. My contentment levels are high. your contentment level should be high, that you have a good family, you have parents who look after you, you have a good institute, you have a good college or school, whatever it is. You have comforts, you are intelligent, you have so much to be thankful about. You have the love of your family, friends. So all these things, if you are grateful for, then you are winning the battle within. Even the most powerful person in the world, and I just named him a little while ago, I don't want to name him again, he doesn't look happy. So the richest man, the most powerful man, the most famous man need not be happy. Success comes to that person who finds a challenge and finds peace and finds happiness from within. That is more important. Right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
rightly said, sir.
One of our students,
How much time do we have and how many questions do you have?
just 10 more minutes, and we'll be taking 3 more now. And there is a question that there are cases where we students dream for another platform, but your parents don't support it. Then our mind, of course, get negative. Then how to protect myself from going into the negative zone?
Yeah, so this is a common question. I've often been to schools and colleges where students ask this question. It is common for some communication and generation gap to be there. And parents obviously think that you are good at certain things, you should do this, or they have a liking for that profession because they know it well. And children think something else. So this is an age-old problem. But we have to look at it this way, that parents want your best. They don't want second best for you.
Correct.
You should basically convince your parents with love and patience. Don't be impatient when they talk to you. And parents should also not be impatient. Some parents are listening. They should also not be impatient with the children. Communication should be full of sensible conversation, not emotional conversation. And if you have reasons for what you want to do, then make a list of things that you feel are the advantages of this particular decision. And parents can also make a list of points. And then you collectively decide. Sometimes there is a saying in the corporate world that you agree to disagree. Yeah. So parents may say that, okay, this I don't really believe that this is what you should be doing. But if you believe that you should be doing this, then we support you. That is what parents should say. And the child, if the child is uncertain and the student is not sure, then the student can ask the parents that I have these two choices. What you can guide me, counsel me, someone else can guide you, counsel you. And if both are equally good for you, both the choices are equal for you, then take what the parents want, and there's no harm in deciding that. So find a common ground.
Surely, sir. I think this will help a lot of the students. So, sir, second last question for today, and that is, how can students stay mentally fit during the pandemic? Because obviously they're having classes in the morning, evening, coaching classes, schools, and then parents are like there or on the head, okay, do this. So, mentally,
everybody is on each other's head. The point is that we have to keep mentally, physically, and spiritually fit. I'll tell you how. If you are at home, you don't have space, you only have a balcony, you have nothing else, or in Mumbai, it's very difficult to have space. In Chandigarh, we still have a little bit of space here. But what you can do is to basically make the best and be physically fit first. Whatever you are doing, exercises, yoga, on the spot walking, running, or push-ups or weights, whatever you do it seriously and remain physically fit first of all. When you're physically fit, then your mind is more balanced, because your body is a little tired after a workout, and you tend to sleep on time. Otherwise, I've seen lots of youngsters who don't work out properly, and they are not tired physically at the end of the day. They will keep awake with the phone and the social media, and they will keep worrying also. So that is not good for you. Get enough sleep, maintain physical fitness, and mental fitness will come from reading good books also. So apart from your preparation or your competitions, you must read books which will give you the right inspiration. Find out which books are good for you. Autobiography of a Yogi is my favorite book. There are so many books which are by great writers. So read them. Yuval Noah Harari is a great author. Stephen Covey is a great author. Rahul has already shown my book, Finding Success Within. I don't say it is in that league,
No,
but I
sir.
have written
It
52
is.
life skills.
I have read it, and I know I can tell all the students that this is one book that I've loved, and this has inspired me. This has been taking me through this lockdown somehow. So,
So, there is a friend of yours, Anshuman, who works with me, and he's your cousin. And he actually read the book, and he said, "Sir, one chapter I didn't have to read was handling difficult bosses." So, because I'm his boss. So, so that was a funny one by him. So he says, I don't have to read. I read 51 chapters out of 52. I said, okay, that's fine.
so
that was a funny one. But the point is that we have to basically look at the fact that mental toughness is important. The right diet and sleep is important. Physical fitness is important. And meditation, if you can try even at the age of 17, 18, whatever your age is, you must try 5-10 minutes of meditation also. It will help you morning and evening. Sit down quietly, and even if your younger brother laughs at you, don't worry about him. Just sit down and meditate and try to feel peaceful, and don't think of anything at that time. Switch off your phone for 5-10 minutes or put it on silent, and just focus on one way is to focus on your breath and to think of God over here. That is meditation. Close your eyes, sit straight, and focus on your breath only, and just think of God. If you can do that for 5-10 minutes at this age, you will benefit. And do it 3 times a day, even twice a day, thrice a day, whatever you can. Sometimes you are in Mumbai traffic, you can meditate for half an hour in the car. or in the train, you can meditate for 1.5 hours. So wherever you are, car, train, whatever it is. I hope the traffic starts soon though, because everybody's in the lockdown. You're missing the traffic.
we want to get stuck in that traffic right now.
So what is the next question?
Last question, sir, for today, and that is, we all know that some students have a clear pressure of the society or their parents themselves, so for their student. So how does
Of the studies.
one overcome the pressure that she has over their own self?
Like,
So basically,
it's about self-doubt, sir. Basically,
self-doubting is something which
Yeah, it's a common thing. It's absolutely right. You are feeling pressure. You see, everyone has pressure, and life is not life without challenges. So uncertainty comes from worry. Overthinking also is not good for you. So overthinking is something you should avoid. Maybe as a timetable, you can say, okay, in these 30 minutes, I am going to think about all my pressures and stresses.
right.
That is a timetable for the stresses. So you give that time for planning your career, worrying about your exam, stressful thinking. Maybe it is 7:30 in the evening or 11:30 before you sleep, or morning, whatever time you feel suits you. Give some time for this kind of thing. Other time, don't let it bother you. Just if it comes, just say, okay, I'll think about it later when the time comes. Do your studies, do your game. So self-analysis is also okay, but too much overthinking is not good. So try and maximize your creativity. If you are creative thinkers, then your worries will be less. If you have something like music, art, photography, sports, writing, these things will give you less worries in life. And you will find that life is easier and better. So basically, listen to people who are positive people, watch their videos, read their books. And if you have somebody at home or nearby, or your friend who is always complaining, always criticizing, then you tell that friend that, sometimes you should be positive also. You keep on crying all the time. So it's okay to be feeling low at times. It's okay to be feeling negative at times, but not all the time, not 80% of the time. It should be 80-20 max. 80% you're fine, 20% you're not so fine. It shouldn't be the other way around.
So smart work or hard work?
No, smart work is very important, but in that smart work, you have to do hard work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is something we were trying to tell these students from the beginning, but maybe coming from you is something they always wanted it to be.
Both are important.
So, sir,
So keep in touch. They can follow me on Instagram. I keep posting motivational videos, and they can students who are watching can also connect on LinkedIn, but they're too young to be on LinkedIn. Whenever you are on LinkedIn, you can connect with me. I'm not Facebook. I can't because I have too many people there already. Instagram, I can connect with. Yes, you can send me messages also. No problems.
and
So great. I'm very happy that you have organized this. Both of you are youngsters, and your students must be really very, very young, and they are. So it's great to see so many beautiful and intelligent questions. I'm sure their parents are with them, and parents also, please stay calm, please stay positive, and I'm sure this crisis will boil over, it will go, and everything will be fine once more. Thank you very much.
and maybe we can see you after this lockdown in person, and we can have a session with the students with you, sir.
Why not? Why not? Definitely.
Surely.
Let's look forward to that.
Yes,
Surely,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for your
much, sir.
time, sir. Thank you. We are obliged, sir.
So it's a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you.